Real. That's awesome, man. So 6 people from an email sequence went straight directly. So compared to when you sent it versus when they turned up, when do they turn? Was it today or yesterday or whenever? Because you sent it yesterday, right?
No, I sent it last week.
Last week. Okay.
And we had 2 come in the very next day. And then
Unreal.
a couple on the weekend, and yeah.
That just tells me that your lookalike audience is going to be unbelievable.
Yeah.
if that's like a quick, like, because email marketing, everyone's like, email marketing's dead. And I'm like, well, look what you just did.
Yeah.
So on average, how much do they, so you had 6 people from an email. How much do they spend on average?
I think there was 2 that spent nothing. Like they just came in for a free loaf of bread.
That's right.
And then the other 4 would have spent at least $10.
So $40.
Yeah.
So how much was the bread? Like how much did you lose on the bread by giving it for free?
Oh, like 60 cents.
60 cents. Okay, so $1.20. So it cost you $1.20 to get 6 people into the store, and you made $40. So you made like maybe $37 just being, so a $37 email.
Yeah.
Told you. Were you like holy fuck?
Oh, I was just buzzing out. I was like, fuck, I didn't even think people were going to come in. Didn't even think people were going to read it. So it got sent to 67 people and 42 people opened it.
Beautiful. It's over a 50% open rate. Holy shit. How good. That is good, my friend. So now that you've experienced it, that's hypothetically should be the same scenario when you run ads. Because what we're going to do is you'll make the lookalike audience based on the email list you already have. Then you'll start running that ad, let's say the lead, the bread ad, and then you get the person to come into the store to claim the loaf of bread. Same thing applies. You will get people that don't, they just want the loaf of bread, but you will also get people that spend $10. Now we know that if a person, an add to cart value or a purchase price is $10, we know that we can afford to pay $10 to get a customer to come into the store.
Yeah.
Effectively is what they're saying. So now you have some figures. Now you can see it works. It's just how much you want to scale it now.
Yeah. I was thinking of running an ad set, just getting people to sign up for the email to start with.
Yep.
And then sort of just going from there.
Yep. Okay. So what is the bribe, like the ethical bribe that you would do it for them to give your email address?
It'll be just pretty much exactly what the email would be. Like, give us your email address and receive a voucher for a free loaf of bread.
Yeah. So that's exactly what I was meaning. So 100% now you have proof of it works. Now, obviously these people are probably local and they've been in your ecosystem for a while. So it's probably a little bit higher than it would be if you were to do it on a cold audience. But because you will create a lookalike audience based off this, it allows you to realize that all you have to do is do exactly what we've been doing, run the ad for how much you want to run per day, which we can go over today and just make sure everything's fine tuned. And then that's pretty much it. Like it will literally go from 0 to fucking 100 really quick.
Yeah.
So welcome to the world of having too much to fucking do, which you're used to. But the cool thing about it is that as long as you get someone to spend over 70 cents, give or take, you're making money.
Yeah.
So that's the power of having that really, really low offer, but it's a really appealing offer. So have you got any photos of the bread?
Yes.
Cool. Okay. So what do you want to go over today to tick your boxes to make sure that you can get this ad running?
All right.
And I will go through everything with you.
So I've got, wait for it to load. So I've done the lookalike audience.
Mm-hmm.
I've got most things for it set up, but what I'm missing is, hold on, it's loading. See, I've got good internet. I've just got a really shit laptop.
That's okay.
And when you have shit internet, your shitty laptop doesn't seem so bad. Oh, come on, you piece of Oh, yep, something went wrong. Yeah, great. So yeah, pretty much what I'm stuck on with it
Yep.
is, from what I can actually remember, is the privacy form.
On the lead form.
Yeah.
Okay. You just the way that we do it, and the get around that shit form is pretty much you just link it to your website.
Okay. Yeah.
So you don't have to have a privacy form.
Cool.
You just have to allow Facebook to realize that you're actually a real company and you're a real business. So just link it to your Facebook page or your website.
Right. So it is.
You can just create a privacy form from a template if you want to, but I've never had anyone that's ever, in my 5 years of running lead forms, ever said, I'm not going to download your product because of a privacy form.
Yeah.
But it stumps so many people, and I'm like, yeah, I don't really think you need to do it, to be honest.
Yeah. No, I can imagine that would not exactly trip a few people up.
No, I mean, at the end of the day, it's literally like companies will get in massive trouble if there are like subscription based services, like my accounting company that I was using for a while, and they're trying to charge me for something, and I'm like, I didn't agree to anything. There was no terms and conditions sent to me, and they're like, oh yeah, but we had the terms and conditions and I'm like, that's illegal. I just emailed me back saying that's the most illegal thing I've ever been emailed my entire life.
Yeah.
And I was like, what the fuck are these people like? Some people are absolute crooks. And I was just like, that's embarrassing that you just got schooled from a 28-year-old. And they're accountants. So that's all you need to do. You run the lead form. You then go and say, you shouldn't be paying anything more, I would say. And this is where you kind of have to leave it. So when you'd run it, you have to kind of give yourself a little bit of a time, because the thing you'll do is you'll panic. Everyone does it. So you're welcome to advertising, and why I get so much work is because you'll look at it and you'll see that there's no give or take, that might be too expensive, or it might be a lot of money and something be happening and you won't leave it. The thing is that you've got to, fucking every time it rains in Upper Hutt, my fucking internet goes slow. You will
need to move to the coast, mate. It's a sunny blue sky day here.
Bro, I'm actually thinking about it long term, mate. So what you want to do is you want to go into your ads manager account, and then you want to go into here where it says learning. So this is what it's going to happen. Facebook will have to have a period of time where it needs to learn. So for instance, even if I gave you an example of one of my other clients, if I was to go, there we go. Let's go to my personal one. One of my clients hasn't paid their ads. Always a great start. Let's go. Here's this one of yours. I need to remember. Nope, that's Ecom. I just want to give you an example of one that's actually running lead form ads. Here we go. So she's got 4 at the moment. It's costing her $3.85. It's a little bit more expensive than we would want to, but it's only day 1 of actually running it. And you'll see here that it's broken down. So it's most important to go through these things as well. But you'll see here that if we go back to say learning anymore, or is it not going to tell me to? No, it's not going to do learning anyway. It usually comes up saying learning. So in the first kind of 24, 48 hours, maybe even 72 hours, you'll get something to come through here and it'll just say learning. There'll be a period of time where you have to leave Facebook to just do its work, regardless of what's happening. It's kind of like, you teach an employee to do something and then you just got to let it go and see what happens. Worst case scenario, something happens, right? So it's about going through those scenarios and saying, I've got the ads, I know it works, I've got the lookalike audiences, because we've done all that stuff, eh? There's nothing else we need to do from that area.
No, I'm pretty sure I've got that all sorted. The only hiccup I had with the lookalike audiences was I could just pick New Zealand for it. It wouldn't let me go like Wellington or Kapiti or anything like that.
All right, let me pull my account up so that I'm not doing it on other ones. My cleaner's about to come. My dog's going to get nuts.
Yeah, it's what we're thinking about getting as a cleaner for in here, but obviously one of our dogs is a fucking psycho. So it's like, oh, we've got to find a cleaner that's going to come like real flexible with time so that we can make sure we're actually home.
Yeah, no, I mean, bro, it's like I pay her like 45 for like 2 hours.
Yeah.
But it's like, I literally bought something on for like cleaning thing for my shower. It was $20.
Yeah.
The fuck? Like, when did that price go up? I don't know why it's doing, I don't know why it's not allowing you. Maybe we're doing something. Let me just, consulting, let me just go into edit. I know that because Facebook changed their layout, it might have changed, it will be confusing. Edit. Okay, so through here, you go worldwide. Obviously, you can go lookalike audiences, right? So you go lookalike audience, let's say business video, 1%, right?
Yep.
And then let's say even if we do this, I can discard it later on. So that's what you would do. Then you would go location, people living in those locations. You may go worldwide, and then you could go Wellington. Did it happen? Does that not happen for you?
No, it just gives me New Zealand for locations. I go New Zealand and then it comes in and that's all it gives me. And then it'll go, do you want to add another one?
Yeah. All right. Do you want to pull your ads manager up and share the screen?
Yeah.
I'll be 2 seconds. I just need to leave.
Ooh.
All right. You got it up?
Sorry, hold on.
Let me just change host over. Make host. Change host. If your computer might be, I don't know. What you can do also is if future down the line, you can just add me as an ads manager if you want to do it while on calls and stuff.
Oh yeah, that would be handy actually.
So scroll down.
Can't even find where it is now.
That should be under. That's the image ad. So go to the first when it's top bit, top of the bar where it says first new ad set first.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, go to that bit. Perfect. Cool, and then scroll down. Might even be ad set. Cool, and then it might just be the next one, maybe. Yeah. Go to the ad set. Yep. Cool. Scroll down.
Oh, fuck that. Does that exit out of it and it fucking just goes away? So I've set them up, look like 10% and then 5%.
Mm-hmm.
And then
so then go edit. Cool, and then go include Wellington. There you
Oh,
go.
what the fuck? That never came up before. It would come up in that part, and
But
I'd search
remember,
Wellington.
the one thing, the one thing that you're technically, because your lookalike audience is technically already in Wellington, like the emails and stuff like that are already pretty much from that area. You don't technically actually need to do New Zealand Wellington because it'll do it automatically.
Okay.
But you can run a variation, because I haven't in my time worked with an isolated area for a while. So in order to guarantee that's going to work, you can do this. But again, that's why probably you're getting on the right-hand side, potential reach unavailable, and also just a small reach. Yeah, it probably would be that scenario that maybe you just take New Zealand out Wellington, and it'll just actually isolate to the people that are in that lookalike audience.
Yeah.
But yeah. I mean, you can run that and see.
So I'd sort of just leave it as just all in New Zealand.
You can do the Wellington. You can just do the Wellington if you want. I'm just interested to see why it's coming up unavailable. 145.49. Those leads are also not ideal to see. Yeah, I think maybe even if you add me as ads manager, I can go in and just double check everything, because I just don't like those numbers. Because and I don't really want to. And also, what you want to do is make sure you're not doing two lookalike audiences, so you're only using one and then separate it.
Okay.
Because Facebook will get confused. So even if you just take out one of those, just do the 10% first.
So take out the 5.
No, take out the 10. Sorry. Yep. Because 5 is the closest. It should give me that's better, but I'm still wondering why. What's your ad budget?
Oh, it's cheap as fuck. It's like $5, I think.
Okay, but it's still weird how it's not giving you even a leads amount. That's okay. That doesn't matter. Yeah, I mean, it is a new pixel as well, so that's probably why, in terms of this way we've done it. So yeah, I would do that and just even go include Wellington and see. But I think at the end of the day, it's probably going to be too short anyway. I would even take out New Zealand for me. Yep, go take out one. Yep, and then just even put Wellington instead of New Zealand.
Oh god, this is going slow. I don't think my computer likes screen sharing. It's not moving up. Well, I didn't like doing that at all. Oh, there we go. Come on, piece shit, quick. You can bleed. Right, so what was I doing?
So instead of putting New Zealand, just put Wellington. So where it says include. Yep. No. Yep. One more down. So click on that one. Yep. And then go include Wellington. Yep. Cool. Yeah. Wellington region. Yeah. So you see how you get the same result?
Yeah.
So it doesn't really matter too much. I would even do this one, and then I'll do another audience. So you know how you can do multiple in the same ad set?
Yeah.
I would do another one that you don't even put Wellington and see which one wins.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't test anything more, because just if we know $5, it's going to spread it too thin otherwise, and it'll just confuse Facebook. So, yeah, and now it just comes down to creatives. So the creatives are where you want to add in more than one. So you want to have like 4 images with the same copy, and the 4 images can be you in the store, you baking, you doing whatever, but has the same idea behind it, because you don't know which creative is going to do the best.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, I was sort of thinking with that, doing like one what the first image that people would see for one of them would be the bread, and then
Yep.
the next one would be a pie, and then the next one would be a croissant, and just see which is.
So the art behind it is that if we know that Facebook is going to show those audiences the same images, just 4 different versions or 5 different versions or how many you want, you'd kind of almost tell a story. You don't change the copy, you just change the image. You tell a story of reiterating the same fact. You just do it 5 different ways.
Yeah.
So it could be, one could be a carousel ad, one could be a image ad, one could be an image with text on it, one could be an image with a photo on it, or like a discount thing on it because you're getting a free loaf. Just be really, really creative in the way in which you do it, because the creative is why we get so good results, is because we spend so much time figuring out the storyline behind the offer, even if it is a free offer. So that's why we always get really, really good results so quickly, is because we make those photos appealing. And I'll take, and I'll show you a good example of this. I'll just make, claim back host. I'll just share my screen again once I get it back up. But the reason why, for instance, we do with the spiritual side of things is because we play on the fact that we can figure out. Let me just pull this. Yep. All right, let me share the screen. Is because if you go into our ad set level, if we go into this one, for instance, you go down to our images. I didn't want to do it that way. I wanted to do it. You can see here how the vast majority of, let's see if I can go. So you can see how the images are always changing.
Yeah.
I don't know if you can see that well, but you can see how this one's really, really good. But these ones, it's quite funny how this one's the most powerful one, which is actually of them, but it's in a way, if you look at it in this element, you can see how it actually, that just, look how appealing that looks.
Yeah.
Like it's almost like, I just said it was almost like a Lord of the Rings kind of thing, right? Because it's like, it's appealing enough for them to click on it, which is probably why they did, and it'll probably be one of the highest click rate throughs as well. 10 clicks. We knew that as well. So we've had 14 clicks in less than a day.
Yeah.
So it's cost us less than $2 per person, which is nothing when it's a $39 offer. So, and it's like, this one's appealing as well. And then we can just give Facebook enough information. So we've actually done 5 instead of our normal 4. No, we've done 6. Sorry, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, 5. So 5. And then we've done the audiences based on lookalikes. So if we went into our campaign, we went into this one, we've done 1, 2. So we've done UK lookalike, we've done Australia lookalike, we've done New Zealand lookalike. So they've given us enough information. And then we can just go through there and figure out. And now my goal today is to go back on previous campaigns and figure out what audiences were doing well with those ones, and actually create more audiences just on pixel traffic, let alone just all these things as well. So it's a really kind of a fine-tuned art to be able to get those leads really cheap. But it's actually just giving Facebook enough information. Because remember, even if you spend $10, you're not going to spend all of it all the time. It's just a limit that Facebook can have.
Yeah.
And it just gives you variation. So be really creative in the way that you find those images, because you'll never know which one does. And the art of it is that you've actually got stock images. So you don't have to produce all your own images. You can get really creative in, let's say, the way a bread looks, right? So you might not use the exact bread that they're going to get, but you use the same type of loaf. Don't worry too much about that brand situation where it's not your brand, your product. Think about the process and the storyline behind it.
Yeah.
And then spend some time going forward in the next 2 or 3 months, maybe even get me to come up and take photos and all this other stuff as well, because those will be super beneficial long term, because a good photo can speak 1,000 words.
Yeah.
So, and it's just getting that copy and that text right as well. Cool. All right. So you feel like that? Do you want to go anything over in that department, or is that ticked off?
No, I'm pretty sure. So for each one of those, I'm setting up a different ad set.
So the campaign is that first one you set. We were in the one before, where it was saying the type of conversion and all that stuff. That's a campaign. You only do one of those. That's where you set the budget level.
Yeah.
The second one, which is the ad set level, which we were talking about just before, right? So if I'm sharing my screen again, and we're here. So campaign level, we don't change that. That's where we set the price.
Yeah.
Ad set level, we go in and we create where we put the lookalike audiences. So at the moment, you've got a lookalike audience. What I would do is in one of them, you had 2 lookalike audiences. What you want to do is actually diversify those out. So you might have 5%, you might have 10%, you might have 15%, whatever. Then what you do is you go into whatever one you want. Specifically, if I was to go to the UK one, you go in and put as many of these as you can. I would prefer anywhere between 4 to 6. Anything below, you're not really giving Facebook enough. Anything above, you're giving them too much.
Yeah.
4 to 6 seems to be the sweet spot. Change one variable and one variable only. So whether it's just text or whether it's just image, it's one of the two. Don't do both. Because the thing is you want to do is you want to find out that I know that the text is the same on all of these. So I know that this image is super powerful. So when we recreate different ad sets in the future, I can go back and actually look at all of this, because if you go back to this level, we don't delete anything. We've actually gone through, and I can go through here tonight and figure out, okay, cool. So this one gave me 69 cents. So you can see at the moment on the other one, it's $2.30. What did I do differently? Because it's a similar situation. I can go through and figure out, because we just did one lookalike audience. We didn't even do anything. This was the first time we did that before. We go through and find out which images. This image was a stock image that Facebook literally gives you for free.
Yeah.
This wasn't my client. This wasn't her. This wasn't even her pendulum.
Yeah.
But it got all of the traction. So this is where I say sometimes business owners need to swallow their pride just a little bit and say, even if it's not their work, does it tell the same story? You know what I'm saying? So with her, it's a little bit different than your baking. So just, I understand where you're coming and where you're thinking from, but I'm not meaning that same scenario. That's not her pendulum. That's not her hand, but it's a professional photo.
Yeah, there's a photo I'm going to try and get, and if I can't get it, I'll just fucking search one, because I really want to use it, and I think it'll be the winning one, which is someone holding a loaf of bread and snapping it in half, but it's a fresh loaf of bread straight out of the oven, so you've got the steam and that coming out of it.
Yeah, but what I want you to understand is that we had a bet when I ran this ad when I was with my client before. They thought that this one, the one they did before, was the best one they ever did, and I said no, it's this one, because I knew that it had a white background based on what I've done before. But again, I'm not prejudiced. I'm never going to listen to my own advice and self-sabotage myself before. I say, give me 4 images. If you can't have 4 images, give me at least 2 or at least 1. And then I'll find 3 on stock. Literally, Facebook allow you to, when you add an image, go to stock photos. They literally pay you to use those images so that you can get better results and take your money.
Yeah.
It got 64 cents and they made $300 off this campaign.
Fucking hell.
You know what I mean? So they got 277. Reminder, they got 289 emails for this as well, by the way. So they got literally paid. They paid 69 cents each. They got $300 or $400. Can't remember the extra price of people coming into their event. They also, at the same time, got 289 emails for free, effectively, and they got people in that event to go to more.
Yeah.
So in the space of the 2 weeks that we've done ads for them, just over 2 weeks, maybe 3 weeks, we've gave them a 4%, 5% return, plus we've given them nearly 500 emails.
That's fucking insane.
And they've only spent, I think the whole campaign, it'll tell me here, the whole campaign, they spent $200.
Yeah.
So they broke even. All I care about is this number. As long as they break even, I'm good. My job's done. And they did. They got $400, I think. So they were $200 up, which in the grand scheme of things is not the best, but they got 836 link clicks.
Yeah.
Which was actually higher than if you go down here. And if you look at any of these campaigns that they might have spent before, hopefully this is a good example. They spent $95 on a event response, which is pretty much link clicks. They've spent $50 here for link clicks. They've spent 242 link click campaign, $250. Look how fucking crazy this is. They were literally paying Facebook for link clicks. They spent $250. We spent 200 and got 836 link clicks.
Fucking hell.
You see what I'm saying? Where Facebook is a very dark hole if you don't actually use them properly, because Facebook bet on you not being able to know this information.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Right. So this is why Facebook makes so much money. It's because people pay for link clicks for $250 where, and they spent $5,000 total. And it's just those little informations, those little changes will make a massive difference. So if you don't have landing pages, if you don't have something where you can send them, lead gen forms are the best. I mean, Mercedes, Porsche, Lamborghini, all of those car companies will only do lead gen forms because it's so easy and so quick to be able to get information because it's already pre-filled because you have a Facebook account.
Yeah.
So similar to our ClickFunnels system where it pre-fills them already, it's already done for you. The hard work is done.
So it's easy as to get them signing up.
Yep, for sure. Cool. Anything else you want to go over? We've got plenty of time.
No, that seems pretty easy. And then obviously with the carousel, you just upload images.
So when you click, they'll give you an option for a single image, a carousel
Yeah.
image, or a video. I'm pretty sure those are 3 images. The carousel image, you can have as many as you want. I'm pretty sure you can have maybe up to 5 or 6. The idea is that you use all of the images that you've used in those 4 or 5 images and put them into a carousel. So ideally, you're probably going to use food-related systems or food-related photos, put them into the carousel, or just put all of your items into the carousel and then redirect it to that lead gen form, which is what they're going to do. So if they click on any of those, it's going to pop up as a lead gen form. So the idea is to show all of your work and then to fill in the information to get a loaf of bread, which then they can go in and buy those items.
Yeah.
Ideally, what would normally happen is if you're an e-com system, for instance, when you do online, you would then highlight all of the most bought items and then show them to their audience.
Yeah.
Make sense?
Yeah, that makes sense.
Cool. All right. Anything else?
No, I'm pretty sure that's I've got the gist of it.
Cool. If you want to add me to Ads Manager, all you have to do is go to business. I think it is ad account settings. And then I think it is, you can just add people here, I'm pretty sure. And then just either add a friend or you can go somewhere else and do it. I think you can go through and I think it might be in settings. I'm trying to remember because I've got a video for it, but I can't. I need to update it because I'm already added, so it's going to change different. I'll send you a YouTube video of how to do it, and then you can just add me, and I can just double check everything if you want to before you go live.
Yeah, I was going to say I'll message you once I'm ready to do it, and then get you to have a check over everything. Just make
for sure. And then as soon as that goes live, bro, we're planning for the next one. What are we doing next? Because that's the biggest goal, is to make sure my job for you is to make sure momentum rolls forward, because you're very much you've got so much fucking on that no wonder you want to sit down and just have a chill. But my goal is to make sure you keep rolling forward, because we've made you rolled forward this whole entire time when you've been nervous and kind of not even needing to do what you're doing now. But it's that safety blanket that you're going to have in place, because if New Zealand go into lockdown again, guess who's going to thrive? You.
Yeah, I've already got my plan for if we go into lockdown again.
Yeah.
Now that I've got good internet, I'm going to sell baking lessons online for home baking.
Hell yeah. I'll build you the funnel.
Yeah.
Yeah. Bro, I've never seen these numbers online. Like, we've had nearly 4,000 people in the month. We've doubled our hits on our server in a month.
Yeah, well, everyone's realised that online's the smart way to do things.
But it's also because we can make them so appealing that people are like, "What the fuck is this?"
Yeah.
I think our affiliate badge has never been used so many times in my life.
Yeah.
And we're like, fuck, we don't even know where this is coming from. But it's pretty much people trying to steal our funnels, pretty much.
Yeah.
but that's cool. And that can be some future talks that we can talk about in the future as well.
So yeah, what I find amazing is every food place that I know of, that I talk to, they all did the same as me, sort of thing, like started up an online shop, or they already had one. And they noticed it go nuts during level 3, and then as soon as level 2 hit, it just went boom.
But that doesn't necessarily have to happen when you see the power of Facebook advertising.
Yeah.
As long as you're breaking even, you don't have an ad budget.
Yeah. Well, my baker that I've got at the moment said, "Oh, what's happening with our online orders? We don't seem to be getting many." And I said, "Can you handle it 100% by yourself?" And he goes, "No." And I said, "Can I handle it 100% by myself?" He's like, "Oh, probably." And I was like, "Yeah." So until that's a definite for both of us, which means another baker, then we're not pushing the online orders.
Yeah, for sure. That's the issue. That's fulfillment's always going to be the problem with you, because you're so in demand that fulfillment's always going to be a problem.
Yeah, well, we've completely outgrown where we are. That's for sure.
Yeah, no, for sure. That's cool. Awesome. Okay, I'll have a think about what we can do next, what we can do in terms of ads, and what we can do in terms of like what's your next growth potential, and then we can. So, are we 2 weeks from now, or what are we thinking?
Well, there's one of the questions I had. So with the 2 weeks, I still pay weekly for that.
I just don't do fortnightly, so that's the setup that we do. Is just weekly. Yeah.
Oh, might as well just go weekly then.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah.
Awesome. All right. So same time, normal is normal.
Yeah, that should work.
Perfect. Cool. I'll have a think, and then we'll get back to it, and then we'll just strategize what to do after. Because I mean, this loaf of bread thing's going to go off, bro. Like, it's just not even a fact. You've already proven it by just sending organic emails, let alone to paying people. So I mean, it's what's next. How do we retain those people? How do we get those spends up? How do we do the funnels again? That's in the stores, making sure that's all. Because imagine if you went $20 per spend.
Yeah.
It's a very easy scenario, right? Because it's like they minimum spent $10 without you doing much. How can we then double that?
Yeah. Well, our average spend at the moment is already shot up to about $12 to $15.
Awesome.
Since lockdown finished.
Yeah. That's perfect. That's awesome, man. That's really, really good. I'm excited. I'm excited to see this loaf of bread ad.
Yeah.
I'm probably going to get targeted. Perfect, man. Awesome. Well, if there's anything else, just shoot me in the message. I'll send you that video of how to add me on Manager, and then we can just talk later.
Yeah, and can you send the video for this through?
Just for sure.
Hiccups?
Yeah, so it'll be added on if there's a delay. It's because it hasn't been uploaded from the time we just have a turnaround time that's a little bit longer than I'd like. But it's on that link. You have your own like profile on that YouTube side of things. So if you just keep checking back on that, and it should be there as well.
Sweet as.
Cool. Awesome, man. All right, talk soon.
All right, thank you.
All right, see ya.